Good morning, Floss Tube. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Thursday. It is the 23rd of July, and this is Chart of the Day video number 65. I apologize for my absence. It has been a busy week. Yeah, there hasn't been time. So, I am going to jump right in with the business end of the video, and then I'll do chit chat at the end. That way those of you who could care less about my weekend or anything else can just go on about your day and not be bored. So chart of the day from last time, the question was just what are you going to work on, and lots of cool projects being stitched. Some of you didn't have time to stitch. I did get some stitching done this weekend in spite of the cleaning frenzy, and but thank you for sharing what you were going to work on. I did read every comment. So today's chart of the day is an older, not old, but it's at least a couple years old, from La Da, called Cherry Picker. It looks like that. My screen looks really dark today. I hope the color's okay. Anyway, there is your chart of the day. What can I tell you about the chart of the day? I can tell you that it sells for $10. I can tell you that the stitch count is 84 by 212, so it's narrow and long. The model was stitched on 35 count parchment from Weeks Dye Works, and it's called for needlepoint silk, but there is a DMC conversion, so I have pulled both. I've done a couple of tweaks to it because I didn't happen to care for a couple of the colors, so I'll go over that. Let me see, anything else I know? I think it's an adorable chart. Don't think it would be a really tough stitch. Once you got that basket done, I think it would be a fairly quick stitch. So let me start with the parchment. As you can see, this is 35 count parchment. I don't have a lot of it, and with the exception of this color, those are the called for. So this would be a fairly good project if you've never worked on with silks before, because it doesn't call for a ton of them. So it would be a fairly inexpensive. I mean, we are talking silk. Then let's see. Going to remove these two, and those are the DMC colors. I think for most of the video I'll just use the silks, but I will show you what I did on the DMC also. But anyway, this is a 46 count Weeks Dye Works Confederate Gray. It looks like that. Now, on the leaves, in the picture, that looks like it's two different colors of green, a dark and a light. Unfortunately, that is not what is actually charted. The dark part is actually black, and the stems and leaves on here are actually black, which I personally did not care for. So what I did was I went over to the wall with the MPIs, and I don't have the whole line, just some of them that people have asked me to order, and then I order extra for the shop. But I went over and I chose the darkest green that I had. So it will look similar to the picture, but I'm sorry, leaves should not be black, they should be green. Otherwise they're dead. So I just chose that rather than the black. And that's what those colors would look like on there. This is some vintage lentil, 36 count vintage lentil, which is a kind of a cream base with green on it. It's one of my favorite colors, and I think it would look awesome on that. I pulled just a basic vintage homespun. This is a 40 count. The one you might have problems with would be this one, which is part of the basket, but I think most of it is inside something else, so it should be fine. And then I got to thinking, well, it might be kind of cute on this. It might not. I'd have to try it. This is 28 count. It's gingham from Natural and Tin Roof gingham from Weeks Dye Works. And I thought that would be kind of cute to have the gingham behind. I think so. Now I do have to say that the basket colors are these two. And I myself prefer a darker brown look, like what is in the picture. So on the DMCs, I've gone ahead and darkened up that brown to, just so you know, 898. So I'd be doing these two. And then I substituted in place of the black, 934. So the leaves would be all green and not green and black. So that's the changes I've made in that particular piece. It'd be really cute hanging in a kitchen, or even in a mudroom entryway. Just be cute. So that's your chart of the day today. Question for today: due to the massive amounts of cleaning that I did on my 2 days off, which I must say were awesome, I felt like the weekend lasted forever. It's amazing how an extra day can feel like a lot longer than it is. But question of the day for today. Now, when I was growing up, every spring, like clockwork, we did what my mother called spring cleaning. And that consisted of you went through your drawers, you went through your closet, you wiped down all the woodwork, and then you put lemon oil on it and let that soak in for a while, and then you wiped that all off, and you took down cobwebs off of the walls and the ceiling and all the windows. We had double hung windows when we were a kid, so you had to literally pull the windows out, the top and the bottom, and then we'd take the storm windows out, and those all were washed. The inside of the window well parts were cleaned. Mom would strip the wax from the hardwood floors and re-wax the floors. I mean, it was heavy-duty cleaning. Kitchen cupboards were cleaned out, wiped down, lemon oiled, wiped down again. It was a thing. All the other kids would be out in the neighborhood playing, and we'd be doing spring cleaning. I can remember, water hose fights because a couple of us were outside doing the window parts, spraying off the dirt off of the screens, and sometimes the hose just automatically sprayed at the person instead. I don't know how that happened. But it was, you knew the day that school got out that the next weekend would start spring cleaning, and we would do it until the whole house was done. Now, as Mom got older, that didn't happen as much. But even right up until we moved them out of their house, she was still doing spring cleaning type stuff. So my question of the day is, do you do spring cleaning? I have to say I don't. As you probably have guessed. At one time, I did not necessarily Mom's version of spring cleaning, but Julie's version of spring cleaning. I did not necessarily take all my windows out and clean them. I did not lemon oil my cabinets. I did not strip the wax from my floors, but I did do a thorough job of cleaning out closets and drawers and knocking down any cobwebs but I'd say since I bought the shop, even that hasn't happened. So this weekend, I told y'all I was going to work on cleaning, and that is what we did. Sunday we got up and started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we got the entire upstairs, which consisted of the 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. We got them cleaned. We cleaned out the closet. We cleaned out our dresser drawers, got rid of a ton of clothes, hangers, did a thorough, not spring cleaning job, just regular cleaning job. Stripped all the bedding off, washed all the bedding, refreshed everything. So the upstairs got a good cleaning, and it felt marvelous. And then Monday, Dan, of course, had to work, so I was on my own, and I was feeling the effects of cleaning on Sunday. So I didn't get as far as what I would have liked, but I did got the dusting done and all the, the junk that piles up, and then sorted through the mail that's been sitting there, and so it's tidied and it's dusted, and did a brief cleaning of the floor, but a lick and a promise probably is what my mother would have called it. She had her lick and a promise cleaning that we'd do on occasion. So it was good. I got a lot done. I feel good about what I got done. I still left time for some stitching, and I did some organizing on my cross stitch because I got to be honest with you, I had a mess. I had 4 or 5 different containers full of whips and kitted up projects that weren't started, and it was just kind of too much. So I sorted through. I kept anything that was started and kept it upstairs. Anything that was not started went downstairs to the craft room, and then I entered them all into my X-Stitch app and added pictures and some of the I keep my floss in floss away bags and then on rings that go with my projects. And on occasion, I don't know how it happens, but on occasion the floss gets separate from the fabric and the chart. And then, so I had started labeling the rings. I'd put a little tag on it with the name of the project so that should they get separated, I would know what it went with. And I had one project that the floss was separated from the project, and I couldn't find it. everything that I found either had a tag or was, individual little baggies, not on a ring. I did eventually locate it, and so I went back through and I relabeled everything that wasn't labeled, and well, it wouldn't be relabeled if it wasn't already labeled. So I labeled what was not previously labeled and organized it a little bit, and got it down to, I filled up the drawer of my file cabinet and one bag. So, and I think I counted, and there's like 25 whips around my chair now. So, bug, sorry. At least I didn't scream. That could have happened. If it was a spider, I would have screamed, but it was just a bug. So, productive weekend. I worked on Land That I Love on Saturday night during my Zoom meeting, and Quaker Welcome on Sunday. And then Monday I pulled, in the process of cleaning, I ran across, it's the Drawn Thread, the Four Seasons one, and I was working on winter. And I didn't have that much left to do on it. I'm doing all Four Seasons on one piece, and I'll show it in the next Dan and Julie show. But I wasn't that far off of finishing that particular season, so I thought, well, that's what I will concentrate on this week. So I've worked on that for a couple of nights. I did not get any stitching done last night because I needed to get my orders placed, and I just hadn't had the chance to work on that. So I spent 3 hours going through what I needed to replace here in the shop and getting orders put together. So no stitching happened last night, but I'll go back to it tonight. And that has been my week, my weekend, my week. So back to the question of the day. Do you spring clean or do you not spring clean? I also needed to say thank you to everyone for your prayers for Melanie. They were much appreciated, and a few of you added me into those prayers, so thank you very much. She, I didn't want to say anything last week because we didn't really know what was going on, and technically we still don't know, but she was very sick on Friday. She called me, and she sounded like death warmed over. She was convinced she had COVID. So I kept telling her she didn't, but she had a lot of the symptoms. And it may be that that's what it is. They weren't able to get her in to be tested at Test Nebraska until today. So and you could go down to South Omaha and sit in line, but she really did not feel well enough to do that. So she has not been tested. I'm thinking it was just some sort of other kind of virus, although we don't know where she would have gotten it because she hasn't been anywhere since we got back from vacation. So anyway, I do appreciate your prayers for her. So thank you very much for that. And what else do I know? That's about it. It's hot. I don't care. I love it hot. And Melanie does not, so she's not real happy with the weather right now. And I'm like, it's much better than being cold outside. Got my hair cut last night, so I'm feeling all cool. And that is about the sum total of my knowledge. I hope you all had a great weekend and that your week is going well. It's been the appointments, I'm just open for appointments. Still curbside and mail order, but I'm doing appointment only for the walk-ins, and that's starting to pick up a little bit. I'm averaging about 3 per day. So I think I'll have rent for August anyway. I don't know what will happen for September and October and November and December and on and on and on. We're just going to have to play it by ear. But so please, thank you for your support, and please continue to support your local needlework shops, especially the brick and mortars. I realize that the online shops need support too, but the brick and mortars have rent to pay. And I know me personally, my sales have been down at least $2,000 a month since COVID started, and that's rent. So, not to be begging or making you feel sorry for me or anything else, but the shops do continue to need your support, and we do appreciate your support, so thank you. Appreciate it greatly. I added some new stuff to the 20% off sale yesterday, so you can check that out. And I think that's all I know. Yeah, I think that's all I have. Lori's going to walk through the door. She's going to try and scare me probably, but I see her out there, so she can't. She can't sneak up on me today. But I'm going to let you go. I need to check and see if any orders came in overnight, and finish putting things in my cart so I can get things ordered. I still haven't got the DMC for the Mayflower thing that's on its way. I keep ordering. It keeps getting back ordered, so that could be a problem. Anyway, I have rambled on enough. You guys take care until tomorrow. I will try and get a video made tomorrow. I know I've been bad all week, but I will try. So, once again, thank you for your support. Have a great day. Get some stitching done. Take care until tomorrow. Bye.